I'm Lara, and this is my channel, Sewn by Lara. I'd like to welcome you here, if you made your way here, this is a channel about sewing, a little bit about my life and what I get up to during the week, everyone's welcome, so welcome. So I am, as you may recognize from the background, not in my sewing room. I'm actually at work in the barracks, and I'm on duty for this week, and it's the weekend right now. So I've been trying to fill up my time while I'm here because, again, weekends are pretty long. When you're just in a small room. So I've got my sewing machine just literally right beside me here, and I've been doing a little bit of sewing. I made a trip to to Fabricland this morning and got a few odds and ends to finish off a project. I went to the garden center and they had a course on soil amendment. I know that sounds so exciting, but it really was. And I can't wait to get out in my garden at home. I bought a whole bunch of dahlia tubers that I've got empty pots and I'm going to pot them in. And I bought some lily, I guess they're tubers too, maybe. But I bought some lilies because I love lilies. So I'm just really excited about thinking to what's ahead, right? So anyways, one of those things that's ahead is talking about what I've been sewing. So while I was on leave a few weeks ago, I had 18 days of leave, I think. And I sewed like a maniac. And so during that time, I made a number of things that I'm kind of staggering over a few weeks to talk with you about. So I'm back to sewing the stash. I'm trying to whittle that down. Some of you may know that I'm also a quilter. And so I've got a lot of fabric, and like most people who love fabric, there's a habit to kind of take it out and you stroke it and you go, how beautiful you are, and then you put it back in the closet. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to actually put it to use and make something beautiful that I can wear and appreciate. So one of those pieces that was in my stash was a length of, actually it wasn't in my stash. This one it was in my stash in that I bought it a while ago, but it was a length of knit, kind of like a grass green color with a leopard spot on it. And I bought a lot of it. I think I bought 5 meters. So far I've made a long cardigan, like to the knee, and I've made a dress out of it, and I've got some leftovers, enough that I can squeeze out not quite a tank top. I won't call it a tank top. How about a sleeveless shell with a V-neck? And the pattern that I used, I've got my notes here beside me, that's why I'm looking over. The pattern that I used was from Pattern Emporium, and they have their Besties shirt or t-shirt, and I've made various iterations. So the thing about Pattern Emporium, if you haven't checked them out, they make their base and then they add all these add-ons. So different necklines, you can get round, you can get square, different sleeve options, a band on the bottom, no band on the bottom, etc., etc. So from one pattern you can get like 14 different looks, right? And so I find the value of that pattern, it's a high value pattern for me, and one that I go back to again and again because I can always make it look different. Even if I'm using the same fabric, for example, I can make it look different because of just choosing different options for neckline and sleeves and stuff like that. So this particular piece of green knit that I had left over, I just made myself a simple shell, and I can put that under my cardigan and have a cohesive look and toss on a pair of jeans with that. Or I can, match it with another pair of pants or a skirt, and look really, really, really good. So I need to do some looking in my closet to see if I can wear it with a few other things, because I'm trying to, again, see that things can interchange and mix and match, right? You want to try to have as much diversity with one garment in multiple looks as you can. So I'm trying to do that. So I'll put in some stills for you to see that and enjoy this particular top. The next thing that I made was a Berta style pattern, and this is from the Berta Easy line, and it's pattern number 6067. And again, it's a raglan shirt with a bit of a turtleneck or a mock neck, and it's got ruching up the arm and then on the side, so it kind of gathers a little bit around the hip / stomach area. I like the look of it. On the cover, the pattern cover, they have it paired with a handkerchief hem skirt, and so that's kind of the look that I'm trying to recreate. I really like how this turned out. I made it on a cold day that it was snowing, and I just threw it on over my jeans once I was done, and it looks really good. It's bright, it's cheery. The fabric I picked up and I've had in my stash for over a year at least. I got it from Fabricland in Victoria, and it has these multicolored leaves on it. And my plan is to pair it, if I want a fancier look, to pair it with the skirt I'm making, which has a bit more burgundy in it. But again, you can also wear this with, jeans or leggings. It's pretty versatile. Now, would I make this again? Maybe, with some changes. So for me, I had to refit the pattern to me a little bit, so grow it in some areas and narrow it in others. I like the length. I just don't like the ruching and what it does to me, or at least how they said to do the ruching. And I took it out a few times. Do you know how horrible it is to unpick elastic or shearing elastic from knits? Oh, what a pain, what a pain. So I gotta think of a different way. I had actually gone into Fabricland to see about buying, that elastic that has a drawstring and you can kind of cord it up, like, ruche it up. I thought about getting that, but when I actually looked at the elastic, it's heavy, it's too heavy. It's thicker than the fabric that I was going to use it on, so it wasn't worth even trying, unfortunately. So part of me wonders, well, maybe just some normal gathering and then sew it into place might be another option that I could use. So those are my kind of what I don't like about it. The rest of it, the length is good. It's a nice clean look, good for a winter day, nice layering piece that you could then put, like a puffy, like a puffer vest over top, or something like that, and have a really nice look. So, you know, I guess we'll kind of see with that one. I won't put it in my TNT pile, but I won't also toss it either. So, the next thing that I made, I really like. I really, really like. I am so pleased with how this turned out. So, the pattern I used was Butterick 6913, and this is a pattern that it has four kind of pieces that come out of it. So you've got a dress, you've got a top, you've got pants, and a skirt. And so far I've made 3 out of the 4, and it was only because of time, it ran out, that I didn't get the 4th piece done. And I'm gonna, next time I'm on leave, I'm gonna actually do the 4th piece, because I want to test the fit of those pants and see if I can have a pair of loose pull-on pants that, you know, pattern that I can use kind of on a regular basis, right? So so I'm hoping that that can be my new kind of favorite one of those. So the fabric that I used is fabric that I picked up from Fabricland in Courtenay, and there's a bit of a story that I explained in the video previous. I was on my way to the till from a cutting table, and I walked by this garbage can that was full of rolls of fabric, and I kind of looked at it strangely, because most of the fabrics on rolls in Fabricland is in the drapery section, sorry. And so I thought it was drapery fabric, just in the wrong part of the store. And then I got a little closer, and then I realized, because I recognized one of the fabrics, that it was a European manufacturer, Stoff. And I'm like, hey, Stoff fabric is hard to find. It's hard to find it on sale. I really like this, and I'm gonna buy it. And actually, it's been interesting this past year. There must have been someone who ordered a whole bunch of stuff to try to sell, and then refused the order, because I've been into a number of Fabriclands and independent fabric stores that have said, oh yeah, I got some stuff in, and it was just a one chance deal kind of thing. And I guess, you know, a lot of folks maybe not realize it's such good quality, right? Or not willing to pay, you know, $40 a meter for it either. So, you know, again, it's pretty pricey. So this particular piece that I bought, it is got wisteria on it. It's purple with bits of pink and lavender on it, one of my favorite colorways. And I whipped up the shirt in this pattern. So it's a, you know, one shoulder, you've got a sleeve and cold shoulder on the others. It's very 1980s. It reminds me of being in high school, when we would wear, you know, our shirts all like that, right? And your bra showing, right? So that kind of look. Sorry to flash you. Yeah, so, and I quite like it. It just makes me feel really good. And so I've got a number of things, because purple violet is one of my colorways in my spring color palette. I've got a number of purple things that it can go with, and hey, you know, I made a number of different looks just using this one piece. So I'm really excited. Hopefully you'll look at it too and go, oh yeah, I really like that. And who knows, if you're on Vancouver Island or can call the Fabricland in Courtenay, you might be able to get some of it too. I was in this morning, as I mentioned, and they had, there was still stuff left. Not a lot, probably about 4 meters left of the wisteria print. The flamingos that I had got another staff print, enough to make a t-shirt that had shrunk significantly. But you know, I also bought, so I broke the fabric diet. I bought 1.5 meters of this turquoise blue and yellow with pineapples on it print, which again, I'm just going to whip up into one of my favorite t-shirt patterns, just to have a funky t-shirt to wear underneath, you know, jeans and a blazer, right? Because a graphic tee of sorts, or a funky tee of sorts is trendy. So hopefully I'll look trendy and not out of date, but we'll see. I'm sure you guys will, when I whip those up and wear them, you'll tell me if it kind of fits the look or not. So, yeah, so that kind of covers all that I have been doing, or at least that I'll talk about right now. And next week I'll tell you about some of the other things I made using the Butterick 6913, but a good pattern. Really like it. Didn't have to do a lot of altering to it, and it looks really, really good. So one you might want to consider having in your stack of patterns to try. Anyways, I'm going to sign off now. I hope you have a really good rest of your day or evening whenever you watch this. If you've had a crap day, I hope our little time together has improved your mood. And remember, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. We all get a fresh start, and it'll be much better than what it was. So hang in there. Have a good tomorrow, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.